I was thinking about this when I was watching Ross not actually die. When, believe me, I mean, he was texting me, he was Facebooking me, he was sending fucking carrier pigeons with notes tied to their legs. I'm gonna die, Lee. Why are you making me die? And then he didn't die. I thought he did great. Don't y'all think he did great? It's those times. I was thinking about that. It's those times when you know you're gonna live that you die, and I am reminded this life is just a you're just waiting for the next time to get cornholed. It's, you know, you're just going from one sodomizing to the next. And I back when I had been doing stand-up for a little while in Austin back in the day, and I was, you know, had kind of gotten over some of the jitters, you know, but I always, well, never, they're interchangeable, right? You can say always or never. I never drank before a show or during a show. And the one time I did, and I got pretty liquored up, was the first, Ross had mentioned I'm a writer, and it was the day my first article had ever been published in an Austin newspaper. It was my first published article, so I was celebrating, and I went downtown to 6th Street to this place called the Velveeta Room to do a set of open mic. My older brother, Ray, and I have another brother, he was in town. He'd never seen me do my act. I had 3 of my college roommates, and this is like, you know, 6, 7 years out of college. 3 of my college roommates were in town. They'd never seen my act, and every one of them was just wondering, what the fuck Lee had been doing in his life since he dropped out of law school. And this is my chance to show, you know, that I have not been, you know, just working at a convenience store. I was working at a convenience store and also being funny. So, and they had, this is my first time I'd ever performed there, and they had not cocktail tables, they had just rows of chairs like a classroom. And they were just as close as this first square here. They were just, I could like, shh, I could just whoop, touch them on the nose. And so I'd had a few beers, and with my boys, it's the only time I ever got on stage not nervous, and you know that's a horrible situation to be in. I'd always been vomiting nervous before I got on stage. So I cruise up stage, you know, and they call me up, and I'm like bounding down, like, yeah, I'm up, baby, and I run on stage and sit down, and I start telling my first joke, and right away I realized something's not right. And what was not right didn't quite reveal itself to me, although it immediately started occupying about 75% of my brain. And I needed all of it to do the set. So right away, I'm saying these words are memorized, and I don't really know if they're sounding like things. Because I'm trying to figure out what's wrong right here. And after I got past the second or third, and I got to use both hands, second or third joke, because there were only jokes in an abstract sense, because no one was laughing, including the 8 deaf people occupying the front row of the comedy club. Austin has a sizable deaf population. There's a deaf school there, and apparently it was comedy night. They load up the van and drive everyone down, and I realized that they're deaf when I'm telling my jokes, which weren't funny really to anyone. So, you know, the fact that they weren't laughing, I couldn't hold against them or attribute to their hearing impairment. But I said the thing, and then like all of their chins were connected on the same string. All 8 went and looked over, and there was a guy signing in the wings. That laugh that was more laughter than this whole thing ever got. And so they were literally getting 2 opportunities to not laugh at my jokes. They would watch me or try to read my lips and not laugh, and they'd turn, and the guy in the wings was like, don't fucking blame me, dude. this guy I'm just doing the signs. I'm a messenger. And they look at him and not laugh and look back like. And that was the one and only time that I have literally lost my mind on stage. Like complete.
Literally.
I'm sorry, is that a magic word here?
Literally.
So a balloon's gonna drop from the ceiling? He said literally our 1 millionth customer!
Feel it.
I will stay away from 4-syllable words. Apparently they fascinate you. Like shiny coins! And
Literally!
And to think I worked so hard to work in this material, I could have just said literally over and over. And so I got the light. Now, I don't know if you guys have only had a... Actually, has anyone gotten the light yet this evening? I don't think I even gave it.
Not one.
No.
In a comedy club, there's the like where Kevin is sitting here, there's usually one guy in charge, and when you get within a minute or so of when your time is up, they kind of flash the light to give you a heads up, and then when you're at your limit, they leave it on, and you're supposed to wrap up and get off stage. Or, conversely, if you suck, you get the light whenever they're done looking at you. And I think I got the light as I was as I was running up to the stage, like, hey, I'm gonna. He's probably already the flashing light, but I do know at one point I had this vague recollection of a light, and instead of seeing it as the life preserver that it was, the excuse to end this misery, I just kept talking. And I didn't just keep talking in a fun way. It wasn't like, because obviously I wasn't killing. I was dying, and I just wanted, I guess, at some weird primal level, just to keep the pain coming. And in my mind, I had my script in my head. I could see it, and I was like jumping around from joke to joke. I would literally like stop in the middle of a sentence and start the next joke, like completely unrelated. And next thing I knew, the host had to come on stage and physically, pull me off the stage. And so I know what it's like. I know what these lights can do to you, and I know how they can make you a really stupid person pretty quickly. So that's why I have so much great admiration and respect for these folks who've put themselves up. Hey, Chris.
What?
I hear you. Have decided to put themselves out here to be judged, and I'm not exactly sure who's next. Jen, are you now?
I need to take a cigarette break.
She needs a cigarette break. All right. Well, you know what? I need to hit up these guys here real briefly. And we'll take just a little break. You can go pee right now rather than during the next time I start rambling. And we'll be back up here in about 5 minutes. Thank you. That's the part where you applaud appreciatively.